Hey friends, come to think of this, the world has become so competitive and giving birth to people we describe as movers and shakers. See how they excel in their craft and contribute to the development of their community and their society. Their stories are fascinating and inspiring. Their examples are worth emulating. Their successes are great. Here comes a platform that tells those stories with the people behind them coming on board to do so. On Board with Ernest Kanjo is that journey which ferries you into the lives of Africa's illustrious sons and daughters, at home and in the diaspora. The one-on-one top-profile interview is every week on APEX1RADIO. On Board with Ernest Kanjo, be Kanjo's next passenger.
Hello there and welcome. This is On Board with Ernest Kanjo. The current generation of Cameroonian artists, be they movie actors, musicians, fashion designers, beauty and fashion models, graphic designers, and radio and television hosts, has gone into the annals as one that injected a certain degree of steam into the country's entertainment sector. Such steam needed to provide bright and softer moments in the context of a not too favorable economic situation. Long after the country was dispossessed of its frontline position in football, here comes a pointer of hope with young, yet extraordinarily talented people whose brilliance in their works is so strong to be hidden in the dark. Until of recent, Cameroonian movie actors had never really been known internationally, let alone recognized. Their impact had hardly been felt, and their works reduced to excitement you would normally find with debutants. However, just as a lot of things have evolved, including filmmaking technology, Cameroonian actors have graduated from the semis to the superhighway, where they now ply with unrelentless speeds. Their works have taken reasonable shapes, attracting a lot of attention in the process. Little doubt that the rest of Africa and the world are already having eyes on Cameroonian actors. This could be noticed with international recognitions that have become order of the day. Ruth Nkweti is one of those Cameroonian actors who have become their country's pride in the seventh art thanks to their brilliance. The Zaffa Awards nominee, known for her eloquence and acting prowess, rose to the apex of her country's movie acting a few years ago, introducing some fresh wave of performance that goes along with finesse. The star in Obsession, a Cameroonian movie that has enjoyed international acclamation, believes in her ability to make acting different, or should we say unique. When a fellow actress described her as a smooth talker on this station some time ago, she wasn't missing the point. In fact, the Douala-based actress is impressive with her delivery. This talented Cameroonian actress and committed daughter of the seventh art we are receiving on this radio journey as main passenger. Welcome on board with Ernest Kanjo. This is APEX1RADIO.
Maybe my imunu mahongo memle Balenge Urbo basu banke wangwe Remwe mi yo mi kere baby. E webe memu Yekinyela ye pepon. Maybe my imunu ma hongo memle. Balen ye Urbo basu banke wangwe. Me ba me puede kililimba me webe me dap toli sol pene me webe na sini no va me yanga imbe yema you be there many mandu tu iko injo. Ba me puede kililimba me webe me da toli sol bene me webe na sini no va me yanga hinde yema you be there many mandu tu kiko injok webe me munye kinyeno me libaro li hebli kwema ni sunere juri ni no me unke kali yebe ni manu meme.
This is On Board with Ernest, Kanjo. We are broadcasting from the United States of America. And, of course, you're listening to APEX1 Radio. And, like I said, our main passenger on this radio journey is Cameroonian actress Ruth Nkweti, Douala-based, but who has just moved to Tico to visit family. And Ruth will be speaking from that great south-west town, precisely in Faku Division. All right, let us go to Tico and welcome our passenger on board this ride. Ruth, welcome to the show.
Hi, Ernest. Thanks for having me again.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's actually an amazing day. It's sunny, and it's Women's Day, so an extra excitement.
Right. So I understand your family is in Tico, but you reside in Cameroon's economic capital, Douala. How often do you visit home?
I went to Douala, I think, in 2012.
Okay.
Because I was in Yaoundé before that, 2 years before that, being in Yaoundé, and then I moved to Douala. Because I think at that time, I was more into commercial work as well as my filmmaking. So Douala was a place to be. I started doing commercial, taking care of the commercial department at event companies, and then I got into radio as well. So that was actually like the best place to be. It's fast. People like work a lot. Nobody wants to sleep. So it was that kind of motivational thing for me to do.
So how often do you visit Tico?
I guess almost all the time. I literally live between Douala and Tico. Like I wouldn't say my base is Douala anymore. Because since my mom is alone now, I spend most of my time with her as well. Since at least my work permits me to do that. So between Douala and Tico, I'm there like 50-50.
Right. Okay, Ruth, you are the main passenger on board this radio journey, and together with you, we shall be finding out a lot about your career and lots more. Once again, thank you for joining us on this ride.
Thank you. It's my pleasure being here.
And so, this is On Board with Ernest, Kanjo. Don't go away. Lots of exciting items coming up with our main passenger.
To On Board with Ernest Kanjo, a top-profile, face-to-face interview that presents some of Africa's illustrious sons and daughters, making the continent proud. On Board with Ernest Kanjo, just on APEX1 Radio. Get on board and be Kanjo's next passenger.
Me webe memo Yekinya like it happen. Maybe my
Not a thing where you do me so. You didn't make me cry. Not a thing where you do me so. I love you all. I love you all. Papa, Mama, I don't go. No be so. Brother, sister, I don't go. Nandolo, they carry me go. Nandolo, they carry me go. Nandolo, oh yeah. Nandolo, they carry me go. Nandolo, not a thing where you do me.
Don't know there by Missy Begin. Coming to you from APEX1RADIO. If you're listening to On Board with Ernest, Kanjo, with Cameroonian actress Ruth Nkweti as main passenger on this radio ride. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us and welcome. Let us go back to Tico and continue our conversation with our main passenger on
You
board
are listening
this
to
ride.
On Board with Ernest Kanjo, a top-profile face-to-face interview that presents some of Africa's illustrious sons and daughters, making the continent proud. On Board with Ernest Kanjo, just on APEX1RADIO. Get on board and be Kanjo's next passenger.
Ruth Nkweti, once again, welcome.
Thank you, Ernest.
And so,
I hope your day is going as good as mine here.
definitely. So, some of us who have been trailing the Cameroonian film sector for a while now know a little, if not much, about you. But there are lots of other Africans who haven't come across you for the first time and would love to have that opportunity. And so this is the opportunity, Ruth. Could you begin by presenting this actress, Ruth Nkweti, to our listeners?
Who is Ruth Nkweti? Well, she's a simple person, and say it that way, fun-loving. I love my job. I happen to do what started off as a hobby, and it was a second nature to me, and I happen to get paid for it, so I'm very lucky. I love my family. I'm a very family-oriented person. And I love my friends as well. Those who I'm good to, those who are good to me as well. So, and also those who are not, I just love you and leave. I hope God loves you as well. As simple as that.
Right. And so, where did Ruth grow up, and could you just describe your childhood?
Okay, so I was born in Tico in the hospital here, though we did not live here at the time.
Okay.
My mom kind of loved this hospital. So I was born here as well as all my siblings. And I grew up around the Southwest because my dad moved around a lot.
Okay.
He was working with CDC, so he was a manager, and we used to move around a lot. So I attended, I think, 5 primary schools. And for secondary school, I went to Bamenda. I was in PSS Mancon from 1 to 5, and then I went to PSS Basel for high school.
Okay.
And within that time, I used to do extracurricular activities, the drama club, the music club. I used to take care of the choir, all those little things we need to do to keep ourselves excited in school.
Right.
And in university, actually, I wanted to study theater arts, but my dad refused. That was something, as an African parent, you see that it doesn't really pay immediately. So my dad was against it. And he told me I had to do something else. And my option then was political science. It was either law or political science. So I went in for political science. I finished with a BSc honors in political science and public administration. Then after that, it was more, okay, I did that for my father. Let me get into what I wanted to do myself. My childhood generally was exciting. I used to fight a lot with my siblings, and in school as well. The crazy thing is, like a regular child. I was very small for my size. And in school, I used to get bullied a little bit. In boarding school, it's always hard all the time. So I used to get bullied sometimes, but I think it made me who I am.
Okay.
Because I grew up knowing the kind of people I could trust, who to watch out for, what kind of attitude I see towards the person, and if the person's going to be mean to me or not. And learn to deal with it, because I realized that that's something that happens in society and you have to take it with stride. But it made me also sympathetic to those who bully, like who are bullied. It's crazy, and I'll tell like all the bullies out there, like bullies are just cowards because they never bully on their own. They always come with like other people to back them up. And for real, and kids who are in school, they suffer, and people need to understand that they're trying to find their foundation. But either way, I think it's like a process, because like this ministry of the century is like she's been through it as well. It made her who she is, and depending on how you come out from that kind of situation, it determines who you are in future. So if you duck your head down, I want to cry about it, be a baby about it, that's what it's going to take. Other things that come to you in life, but you have to stand up, put your head up, act like nothing happened, brush your shoulders, and you're good. So all in all, my childhood was an adventure. And I actually wouldn't change it for the world, no.
Her name is Ruth Nkweti. She is Cameroonian actress, and she is our main passenger on board this radio journey. Now, Ruth, let us go back to your higher education background. And you just said you studied political science because your dad wanted you to do so. Do you have any regrets doing that?
Yeah. Actually, no. I don't actually, because what else I would have done was theater arts, and after university, I've been able to get like courses in. I've done workshops and all of that, which I still intend to do that further. But with political science, I love the fact that I did it because it opens doors for different conversations. Because as a filmmaker, as an actress, there's always this cliche line of questioning whenever someone has to talk to you. Starting a conversation like, so what was the last thing you did? Or, did you meet this famous person? But if, like, knowing what I know, I could interrupt a conversation with a minister and actually say a valid point, and nobody's going to look at me sideways. It's actually opened my mind, because it was political science and public administration, and that would involve philosophy, involve data analysis, it's going to involve other things, administration, law, all of this in civil rights. So these are things that I knew and had to research on in order to finish university. So it opens that wider scope of my understanding of the world, and also evokes a new kind of conversation, which I'm very grateful I have.
Right. Okay, Ruth, we'll come back to you. Thank you once again for accepting this radio talk. And you are the main guest on board with Ernest Kanjo today. Okay, Ruth, just catch your breath. Then we'll be back with you.
Okay.
You sabi da, Reme for compound, Reme for down. That mommy way, all man, you go for your house for good talk. This one for you. That's all it is. Allons-y. She be busybody, she know they sleep for night. She be busybody, she know they sleep for night. Busybody, 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 she remember her husband, she remember her picking, she remember for work. pray me for down, but now you do look way for this round. You do walk up and down like you just scratch jigger. She be done already, no say don't fuss about. Now you want drink water. She be done to the place where you the hype banger. Money then for you breast where we don't look house, no day dear. Now she go settle the goodie for lava. After you don't go boro boro. She sabi a paddy, Tom Dick and Harry. Where will not the go drink or water gari? You feel say you been boko. You go wrong when she show you go boko.
Naomi Achu there paid tribute to all women, including the ones who work day in, day out, just to make sure that their families and society at large moves forward. And that one is titled Busy Body. Is coming to you from APEX1RADIO. You're listening to On Board with Ernest Kanjo with Ruth Nkweti as main passenger in this edition. Ruth, once again, welcome.
Thank you, Ernest.
We just listened there to Busybody by Cameroonian musician Naomi Achu, who's based here in the United States of America. And she's trying to describe just how assiduous, how hardworking the woman is. Are you one of those women who get up very early each day to make sure that everything is in order and goes to bed late at night?
The truth is, morning is not really my thing. Actually, I don't love mornings. I hate mornings, especially Monday mornings. But the good thing is, like, no matter what time you get up, you try to get in all the work because my priority actually is not going to bed. My priority, I don't have like a time to go to bed. No, it's more like do what I have to do till when it's done, then I can go to sleep. Sometimes, especially when I was in Douala, I remember I used to have like these over 4 hours of sleep a night because I have to finish work and then do like a research for my program the next morning, and I go to bed at 1 a.m. and get up at 3 to get like it was just that crazy, like for a stretch like that. So it's not really like working women. There's that relativity about it. You don't really put like definite factors which determine a hardworking woman. But especially today, I encourage all those women who will get up in the morning, do work for their families, go to work, they have a baby on their arm, and they're doing all these kind of things. Like they say, Beyonce is like have the babies and get up and get back to business. So it's that kind of thing about a woman. People don't really see that very much. But that's the essence of being a woman. That way that you can not let anything pull you down. You get when they say woman, it's like I'll tell you that when somebody says woman up, it's harder than when they say man up. Man up is just like being a man. Woman up is like take or be a man and be plus on that. So it's all that. So kudos to all the hardworking women out there. They're actually doing something, making us proud.
Are you a feminist, Ruth?
Am I feminist? Yeah, I am a feminist. But don't get me wrong, Ernest. Feminism is not about saying we supersede men. Feminism is just saying that do not look at us as less than human beings.
Okay.
Feminism is making sure that women have the same opportunities men have. Feminism is saying that we can do as much as we want with ourselves without being judged for it. Feminism shows that we stand up on our own 2 feet, and people look at us, and they don't assume that we got where we are just because we used our bodies, because we could use our brains as well. We're not trying to kick a man out of his role. No, I love a man to be a man. Feminism is just a woman being a woman and wanting other women to be that respected woman as well.
Beautiful. Okay, that is actress Ruth Nkweti, who is the main passenger on board this radio journey. Ruth, we're going to talk about your life as an actress, but before we get there, I would like us to look at one other skill which you have and which you actually put into action some time ago. I understand you did radio. What inspired you to do radio, and tell us, how did it happen?
Weirdly enough, I never really wanted to do radio. It wasn't a part of my agenda. But I remember I used to work at a commercial department for an event company, and we had this radio balafon that used to do a lot of our publicity for us. They used to do a lot of stuff for free because we did a lot of women empowerment stuff as well there. So every time I went to give a document and I'll meet the boss, and he's like, you have a voice, you should do radio. You have a voice, you should do radio. And one time I was like, you know what? let me just try it and see where it goes. So while I was there, I used to host Sacré Matin with Thierry Bojiko.
Okay.
And he used to teach me the ropes, like, the way I used to speak okay, but he's like, there was this intonation that you have to do when you're on the radio and do this and do that. And subsequently, I got to learn that, and it was good. So I used to do the Sacré Matin, and then I used to do a show in the afternoon with Verity, getting people excited, do a little bit of gossip, talk about relevant things as well. They always had this thing that would put a little twist on it and make it interesting as well as educative. And then after that, I wanted to try something different just because obviously talking, I can say everything, I can gossip and everything. Then I discovered I could do something else, and I tried being a sports journalist. It was amazing. I was a sports anchor.
Right.
And waking people in the morning with sports news, that was epic. Because before, I used to love basketball. I used to love the NBA. I knew everything about NBA, but NBA is not what two Cameroonians are going to listen to. So I had to get involved with football and handball and Cameroon first division teams and all of that, and get people up with that kind of news. And it was actually good for me. It was a change of pace. So it was actually, I loved it because, first of all, you can express yourself without feeling like they're going to judge you, because this is about what you say, your voice, your opinions, and all of that. Nobody cares about how you look, and nobody cares about how if you're fat or thin or what are you wearing today. So it was a good break from film.
Okay. Now, Ruth, you are a screen girl, and the new trend is that every actress is getting on a TV show. Are you thinking about that anytime soon?
TV shows, I've actually been doing TV shows already.
Okay. Oh, that's good information I'm getting there.
I've been doing TV shows already. And I started doing TV shows in about 2011.
Okay.
I started working on that, did a couple of pilots with different people, which I'm not going to mention because the relationship did not really end well. But I started doing that as well, and we broke up from that relationship. I got picked up by other shows. And right now, I'm in the process of doing hosting the dance show, the reality dance show, Dancia.
Okay.
And that is produced by Brenda Derry, yeah. And we have judges. We have ex-Malaya's Ice. He's judging that as well. So it's good. Talk shows is something that I've always loved to do, and I do that. I'm working on a podcast at the moment also with another colleague of ours. So it's something, I think anything that can let me express myself, I love it. But it's not, I don't want to spread myself too thin. So I stick with the filmmaking and the podcast on TV, all that, yeah.
Actress Ruth Nkweti.
I was about to just say this, Ernest, like, you say, like, actresses tend to want to go host TV shows. Let me tell you one thing.
Okay.
Not everybody can do everything. And sometimes people may think that, all right, when you're an actress, you can automatically do the other thing. It's not that. I want people to take this very carefully. Whatever you're doing, if you want to switch to something else, the fact that you did something before doesn't guarantee your immediate success, doesn't guarantee that you're going to be able to do that. So if you want to do it, study, read up on it, then see if you can do it. It doesn't matter how many people are telling you you're good. You need to see yourself and that you're good before you do it. So you want to go do a talk show, go research, go see what Oprah was doing, or Ellen DeGeneres, or Tyra Banks, or whatever they were doing. And there's Christina now in Nigeria who is doing excellent work. She has a show on African Magic. She has been doing this for 4 years, and I show and it got picked up. So people need to study up on it. Take examples from our African sisters here. They studied up, they worked on it, and now they have their shows. Everybody needs to work.
Everybody needs to work, and if you want to get on a TV show, do research, find out just how it is done before getting to it. Okay, Ruth, let us come back to the crux of the matter. Let's talk Ruth as an actress. So, for how long have you been acting, Ruth?
Let's say, if it's like acting unofficially, is like literally all my life. Directing scripts in school, directing sketches and all of that. But becoming a professional actress, being paid for it, it started about 2008, while I was in university, I discovered okay, I didn't have to just wait till I finished school before getting into it. So by 2008, I used to go for auditions, and my first audition, I got it. I did this little one mini-series, Survivor. After that, I did a short film, Risky, under the same production house, Play Planet. And then I wasn't really, that was like my beginning, and I wasn't really thinking much about it.
Right.
Then I remember in 2010, I think 2010, Admiral Gilbert was shooting in Bath, and I expressed interest. I wanted to see what a big movie set was about. And he was like, okay, well, we'll come over. And he literally I think he was impressed by how curious I was. And he paid for my fare and paid for my hotel and lodged me there. And every day I'll go on set and watch them work. That was the set with
Jim Ike?
Zach Oji, Jim Ike, yes, they're all on that set. And when I saw that, I was impressed. I will not lie to you. I was super impressed. And it made me look at it like in some kind of different light.
Okay.
I saw the discipline they had. I saw the kind of drive they had. And it's something, it moved me. Because the first feeling, it kind of brought back that feeling I had when I was in school, because the first script I ever directed, and I acted in it, I was in lower shift. And I remember when we had to do that script, I was like, you know what, I'm a lower shade dude, I'm 16, I'm not a kid anymore, I'm not going to be doing sketches, and I didn't want to do it anymore. And my social master was like, you know what, if you guys don't do this script today, like right now, in the next 15 minutes, this event is going to stop, and I'm going to tell everybody it's on you. So I was like, oh, God. And when I got back, my friends, and we had rehearsed the day before, I got my friends back together, went on stage, did it, and finished. And we had like a 5-minute ovation. Like, people were just clapping and screaming. And I remember the feeling I felt then. It was that kind of accomplishment. And I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to feel like this every time I do something, like people appreciate you for what you're doing. And when I went to that set in Gamenda, I felt like that again. Like, these people love what they're doing. And there was no reason why I should turn around and go do something I did not want to do. That's why no matter what, I had to come back to my first job, which was filmmaking and drama and acting. That is it. I had to come back there.
Beautiful. And tell us precisely, how did you get into the industry? Did you get into the industry through a production outfit, or how did it happen?
Well, getting into the industry, I was an independent actor. I was auditioning like every other person.
Okay.
And I remember before my first big break was Obsession. And before, what happened was I was auditioning for some other movie. I don't even remember. I don't think it's even been shot now. I was auditioning at Blue Drop Studios. And I was there with Chief Valerie. He was auditioning as well. And then some guy passed outside. I didn't even know who that was. And he called Valerie outside. And then Valerie came back and called me and said, you know what, someone's trying to see you outside. I came outside, and it was this skinny, tall, black guy. And he's talking, he's like, you know what, I'm shooting a movie. I saw your auditions here. I need you to come audition for me. That turned out to be Ashil Breeze, the director of Obsession. And he said they have been looking for their cast. They've casted everybody, but they have not seen the lead female. So I have to come audition.
Okay.
So give me a day, which was the next week. And I went to Chile Music Studios where the audition was taking place, and he was there with an acting coach, Gobina Simon. And they were asking me to do different things, and I was trying to get some reactions out of me. I did that. Gobina was coaching while they were asking the questions. And in the end, they gave me the role. And the way I saw the essence of coaching, because before I couldn't do it, and after Gobina's coaching, we were there for about 30 minutes to an hour, and I gave them what they were asking for, because they determined they wanted the look and they wanted the person's talent as well. So I had the look. I didn't give them what they wanted, so they had to coach me into giving that. And after we went and shot that movie, while we were shooting that movie, it was a time of my life I'm never going to forget. I'm never going to change that for anything. Shooting that movie, there was that hustle. Everybody there, with people on set, Anorin, there was Cameroonian, Anthony, there was Delphine Tambi. Everybody was on that set, very serious. Nobody was playing with anybody. Like, there was days where we shot 28 hours. literally non-stop.
Mm.
By the end of that, like, they stunts, everybody has to do their stunts. People were getting hurt on set because of sharp things, and you had to do whatever you're doing. Literally, I caught myself and I didn't feel pain because of that much adrenaline of the movie. And that's one of the reasons why I do what I do, because that rush of you doing it, I'm sorry, it's almost like a drug when I'm on set doing what I want to do, like pushing to the end. It all makes it worth it. No kidding.
Right. So, Obsession brings you to the limelight. How do you feel each time? How do you feel each time this movie is mentioned?
I'm like, the first child that you see, imagine a family that doesn't have a child, right? And then they go take care of somebody's kid. And then after that, a woman starts putting to birth. That's the way I look at Obsession, like that blessing that came my way.
Right.
Like, because of Obsession, I got other things that I have in this industry. It opened many doors for me. And I'm blessed to have had that opportunity to work in that project. Like, it's open doors, it's still relevant, people still refer to it. And truly today is like the most epic thing I've ever done. Like, I'm still looking for and look at it and take it back as a reference. Like, till now, I don't think I even want any other person to do my stunts because of the way the emotion being stunts in Obsession gave to me. I don't want anybody other person to do my stunts. I don't think I want body doubles, all of those things, because when you do your work till the end, it's more rewarding. So Obsession is that thing I always come back to. No matter what it is, I always refer myself to Obsession. Look back at that book. Look at your history to make your future. That's how I look at it.
And in 2011, you are nominated for the Zulu African Film Academy Awards. That is in the United Kingdom. Tell us, how did you feel? How did you react when news of this nomination got to you?
Let's see. Okay. I remember the day I got this news. I was in the cyber cafe with my friend Ellen Tendage. We're in the cyber cafe, and I had just come back from Accra, and I met a producer from Nigeria, and I was worried that probably it's a fake person giving me a number. And so I googled him. I saw his work. Then I was thinking, I was like, it's going to be, how weird is it to Google and find everything on somebody? So my friend was like, Google yourself. And I did. And I saw my name, and there was Genevieve Naji's name beside it, and there was Inedo on the same. I was like, okay, what's agreeing on? And I opened the website, and I saw a nomination in the UK for me, best upcoming actress. And I screamed. I'm not going to lie, I screamed. People were looking at me like I was crazy. And I was screaming, and I was seeing those different websites having my name.
Okay.
And I screamed, and I called Ashil, who was the producer and director. And I was like, do you know about this? He's like, yeah, he's just getting an email. He was about to call me. I was like, no way. And I was just yelling. In the evening, my friends were so happy. People like, I remember this other actor, Stallone, he had a camera on him, and he started snapping pictures of me walking on the streets like, I'm training to be paparazzi for you. It was so amazing.
Right.
And because my dad even never used to approve of me acting, I came and when I told him that, like, that was one of the proudest moments I've seen my dad. Like, he was so proud of me. And, oh, God, like, even going to the UK had nothing on that. Like, that moment I looked at my dad, and he looked at me, and he was proud of what I was doing.
Ruth, catch your breath. The story is very interesting. We have to tell it all on this radio ride. So I'll be right back with you.
Okay.
I'll give my love to you. Love become within you. Molo, molo, oh, I done a country fashion. Sometimes I feel my heart, they go, oh. Bongolo, bongolo, we go land na insa Honda. I'll take you to Ghana. Next flight na for Nigeria. Cameroonian, now there we go stay. I go tell my mama, I go tell my papa. Na you, I want. Na you, I want to. Na you, I love. Carry me, baby. Na you. now you make me zugulu. You done make my heart the bogolo. Hey, then it made it. And mama baby, now for you I die yo. Shiriko kwe, no to play me while yo. Get the danger son, monka baba baby oh. Bongolo bongolo, we go lana in sa Honda. I'll take you to Ghana. Next night na for Nigeria, Cameroonian. Now there we go stay, baby. I go tell my mama, I go tell my papa. Now you I want. Now you I want to. Now you I love oh. Carry me, baby. Now you make me so good. You done make my heart the bogolo. Hey, then it made it. Sessa. Now you make me so good. Ah yeah. Then it made it. I'll give you my love. I know it's complicated. I should baby. This love no go die. Me and you now one. Me and you forever. For before. Under in any weather. I'll take you to Ghana. Next night Nigeria. Cameroonian. Now bless me go there. Let go. Now you I want to. Now you I love oh. Carry me baby.
Now you by Mel B. Appex beautiful face there. Coming to you from APEX1RADIO. You're listening to On Board with Ernest, Kanjo, with Cameroonian actress Ruth Nkweti as main passenger on this radio journey. Ruth, once again, you're welcome.
Thank you, Ernest. I'm having so much fun.
I can imagine. Ruth, there is this new trend whereby young Cameroonians are taking the country's music back to the center stage. I know for a while Cameroon had problems with its music, but all of a sudden things have returned to normal. So what is your take on that?
I think it's high time Cameroonians start listening to Cameroon. But sometimes, I think our problem before was that we used to love a lot of international things.
Okay.
And right now, the talented artists actually are seeing that we like international things. So they try to, there's that fusion of the international and the contemporary Cameroonian songs. And also, I think the extension of collabos now, the collaboration we are doing now is actually very good. Like, recently, there's a song Akon released that was produced and mastered by Jovi here, which is crazy. Amazing work. And people are doing that. So Jovi is doing the things with Akon. Stanley is doing with the people in Nigeria as well. Magasco is going international, having international shows. There's a girl's gas shows in the U.S. at the moment. All those young people coming up, which I love. And I love to listen to Cameroonian music. And I love the fact that it's danceable, it's relatable. People want to enjoy it now. And one thing I would love for it to do is like the rivalry should not be there. Like people should just enjoy what they create and move on. And let me enjoy the music you make as well. Because I don't want to hear, when I start listening to people's life stories now, it kind of, especially your fight, this person fighting this person, it kind of like takes away from the music. I want to listen to you and I want to enjoy you. That's why I wouldn't pick teams right now. I want to enjoy the music. If your music is good, I'm going to root for you. If it's not good, I'm not going to listen. I'm going to switch to the next person. That's kind of the way it is. So I think I'm loving it. All in all, I'm really loving it. I really want more people to listen to it. And I wish we have more opportunities like that to get a global platform, because Cameroon is very little. It's very small for all of this to be going on. So I'm hoping that we have a global platform to extend so that people can enjoy also the talented people we have here. Because actually, as the president even called the generation and colleague, we are the young people who are about to take over right now. So I wish we have that platform to excel, because your craft and your passion has to feed you. That is the essence of you working so hard.
A global platform to excel is her greatest wish. Ruth Nkweti there are praising Cameroonian music. Ruth, let's get back to what you do best. I'm talking about acting. So, in 2011, you traveled to London for this awards show. While you are there, what are people telling you?
You know, the first thing somebody ever told me when I got to UK was I was at this party for filmmakers for the I think it was the after party.
Okay.
And the first thing they're like, Cameroon is the film industry. They asked me like, wow. And people were surprised. I mean, like everybody was, why don't you come to Nigeria? Why don't you come to Ghana? Why don't you come to Nigeria? And my answer was, first of all, hustling in Cameroon is hard as it is being a Cameroonian and doing what I'm doing. But going into another country, first of all, you start as an underdog, you start as a foreigner, nobody cares about you, you start like the usual hustle. And I was saying that, no, I wanted my people to love what I'm doing first before I can go anywhere to do anything else.
Okay.
That's what I told them in 2011. And that's what I tell everybody else, like, your country needs to accept you before another person is going to immediately like that. They need to do that. We need to love our own. Like, no matter what you're doing, you need to understand that home is home. There's nobody's gonna love you more than your own. That's the fact of it. And especially that will make you have like more ground to handle it, because I hear the kind of shitty things that go on in industries which are not our own. Imagine you who is a foreigner, you go in there, you actually pass through a lot of hell. I think if you're talented enough, you should come home, get what you're doing, get it going. There's always doors open. Just keep opening. There's always opportunities, and there's no reason why a talented person should struggle. I'm praying and hoping that we have those doors which open wider to accommodate everybody.
Right. There is no reason why a talented person should struggle. The door is always wide and can always accommodate everybody. Now, Ruth, could you remind us of the character you play in Obsession and just how you enjoyed playing that role?
The character I played in Obsession, her name was Eva.
Okay.
Eva was a simple university girl. She's a typical university girl with a boyfriend, a group of friends, and that. And she's living her life. So she is unfortunate to catch the attention of a crazy person, I'll call him like that, who likes her but is too much of an introvert to get with her. So he tries to find a way to get to Eva without having to deal with the whole concierge, her entourage, with the boyfriend, the friends, and everything. So it's more like a process of elimination in order to reach the girl. Right. Which is crazy. Yeah.
When you sit back and watch you on Obsession, you in Obsession, how do you assess your performance? Were you satisfied with what you put up in that movie?
This is it. I have a problem analyzing myself because obviously I'm horrible. I'm horrible.
Right.
Because I always want to do better. I want to be more credible. And so every time I look at myself on screen, I'm like, why was my face like that? Or why was my expression like that? But for my feedback, I would get feedback from other people, not myself looking at it. And if you not believe me, I watched Obsession just once. And that was during a screening. I don't know how to watch a movie I've done when people are not watching it with me. Like, I'm not that confident to go pick up my stuff and I'm watching it like, oh, damn, that's good. No, I don't do that. I don't know how to do that. So I try to let people watch it and let me know, like, so I get, like, honest feedback from people. When you're telling me something, like, tell me in detail, what do you think? I'm not going to bite your head off. So I like to get the feedback because it's for the people I'm doing it. And it's not just for my own pleasure. And my pleasure is on set when I'm working. The finished product is for every other person. So I want them to tell me how they feel about it and what they think about it and everything. And if they believe the story I told, then I guess that means I did a good job.
Right.
They're saying that Ruth was, that's a problem. I'm not the person in music, that character.
If you were nominated from that movie, it means your performance was something exceptional.
Thank you. Thank you. I would love to believe so.
Okay, so let us talk about other movies you've done after Obsession, particularly. So, which are some of these movies?
Actually, after Obsession, there was Trouble Kingdom, then there's On the Green, and there was Vendetta, and Pink Poison, and what was the other one? There's a bunch of them. I keep I'm sorry, I keep losing names. And then there's A Little Lie, A Little Kill, which was the last one I did. And then there's A Woman, which is premiering now. We're doing a world tour for women.
Okay.
There's a bunch of yeah.
Okay, let us talk about A Little Lie, A Little Kill, which is a little bit more recent. How did you get on that project?
Okay, I got on Little Lie because I remember I took a break to try something else.
Okay.
Like, take a break out of acting. One of the reasons why I took a break was because I was losing myself in the whole shenanigans of being an actor and being in the limelight. I was becoming conceited. I was becoming pig-headed a little bit. So I wanted to take a step back to reevaluate my priorities in life. So after that, I took a year of sabbatical. I didn't do any movies for about a year. And I came back. As soon as I came back, I ran into J.D. Sibonje, who was the director of the movie, and he was like, "There's this movie. Ivan is doing this movie. I need you to come on board with it." And production had to spend a couple of days. So he just called me, and I had to go meet him at Carlos Hotel, and he gave me the script. And I read it, and I was shocked. And luckily, I called Anarine because he's always one person who advises me about scripts and stuff.
Right.
So I called Anarine and asked him about it. He told me from the project. I was like, oh, cool. And since I love to have him around because he's actually a phenomenal coach, an acting coach. So when he was on it, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to stress because I'm not being in film for a year. He's there, and it's going to be good for me. So while we started shooting the project after, like, a couple of days after I got the script, and with his help, I was able to go through the movie. We shot for about 2 weeks. So in the end, I really loved the movie. I love what it was about. It was a little different from other things, yeah.
And what character are you playing in that movie?
My character, her name is Charlene. Charlene, introverted girl, happens to for the love interest of a delegate in that town, and unfortunately, there's all these things. All these people in that position, they already have their life plans set, a girlfriend or a fiance. The family is different, and with an introverted university girl, it's a little more complicated than that. So there's all of that jealousy going on in the whole plot. There's murder. There's all that, like from the title, A Little Lie, A Little Kill. Somebody lied and somebody killed.
Right. Now, each actor has a project which they think was the most challenging. Do you have one?
Actually, I think every project is challenging. I think every project is challenging because every project is something that is not me. Every project is not this, is that character, is whatever I'm going to be playing in that movie. And it's challenging, obviously, because you have to be another person believably. It's not easy to do that, unless you're a psychopath. Yeah, you have to be the other person believably. So I think every project I've done is challenging. You have to cancel yourself from your reality and put yourself in that other person's perspective.
And could you just tell us what makes Ruth Nkweti a good actress? What are your strengths?
I like to study. That's one of the points. I love to study. I love to improve myself. I love to make myself better. And that's discipline as well, having that on set, down to earth, to not being a diva about anything, respecting people. Literally, that combination of all of that makes you, because all of that, when you don't have those external influences on you, like people are worried about you, people are worried about your attitude, people are worried about what you're going to do, it kind of influences what your potential outcome on that project. And being calm, like literally being in your own zone, not trying to get involved in things that are not that script. if you want to have an attitude of it, you should better be in character, and you should that your character has that attitude, and so that because everybody there is there to play a role. You are that character. The personal assistant is there to do his work. The lighting is there to do his work. The PM is there to do their work. So just making yourself accessible, making yourself relatable is the best way to be a good actor.
Now, Ruth, there is certainly one day you went to the movie set and everything was positive. Everything went on the right way. Can you remember that day?
That day I went to the movie set and everything went the wrong way?
No, the right way. Let's begin with the right way.
The right way. Let's see this. I'll say, I don't know, I don't try to find the specifics of this one. It doesn't, if things are supposed to go the right way, right? So you don't mark it when it goes right. You don't mark it when it goes wrong.
Okay, let us look at the day you went.
There.
Let us look at the day you had a complete blackout. A day you would hate to remember.
The day, okay, let's say one thing went wrong was, I remember I was on was it Pink Poison? No, it wasn't Pink Poison, it was the one after that. I was on the set with Uche Jumbo and G Mike, and that was Blood or Wine. And I was on dual capacity. I was acting as well as makeup artist on that set, and the set was so intense that literally I would forget to eat, and that happened for 2 days. And I passed out of bed. And that was so embarrassing because I passed out in public. That was so embarrassing because when I came through, people were trying to feed me, trying to get me sugar, get me sweet things. It was so embarrassing. That was the worst experience ever. And I don't want that to ever happen to me again. So I remember no matter what it is, I forget. I have to drink some water, I'll get a drink in me or something, get some juice.
Right.
That's never going to happen again.
Okay, her name is Ruth Nkweti. She is a Cameroonian actress, of course, a frontline one, and she's speaking from Tiko in Fako division of the Southwest region of Cameroon. She is the main guest on this radio ride. APEX1 Radio broadcasting from Columbus, Ohio, United States of America. Ruth, just catch your breath, then we'll be right back with you.
The music in my head is a rhythm of love. You be the food of the soul, where they make me happy. You be the reason why we laugh, the reason why we cry, the reason why we live, the reason why we die. I no go ever, ever, ever let you down. I no go ever, ever, ever let you down. I no go ever, ever, ever let you down. And everybody thinks about you. You are so beautiful. And you are so beautiful. And you are so beautiful. And you are so beautiful. You capture my heart with the things you make me do, makes me feel
Cameroonian contemporary recording artist Daphne in that beautiful one titled Dolo is coming to you from APEX1RADIO, and you're listening to On Board with Ernest, Kanjo. We have Cameroonian actress Ruth Nkweti as main passenger in this edition of the radio journey. And from Tico, she now joins us again. Ruth, welcome back.
Thank you, Ernest.
Now, I understand you are also an entrepreneur. Tell us, why do you get into business?
Because first of all, entrepreneurship is one of the most profitable things to do right now in life.
Okay.
But alongside that, I'm a very creative person, and there's no way to protect your intellectual property if you don't want to market it yourself or do all that process. So I created a Black Diamond company so that it could help me mold what I was about to do, what I wanted to do in life. I wanted to be a producer as well as a designer, and all of the things I was doing before, like bringing things together. So Black Diamond Company is a company which under it has Black Diamond Films, which is the production company. We handle film production, commercials, and audio and video and music production. We have also Black Diamond Agency, which takes care of talent management and events. We have Joanne Creations, which handles fashion, as well as we have Joy Cosmetics, which handles cosmetic things. We have soaps already, which we're doing. So on all of that, it helps me put all my stock in one place instead of running around the place. So I have people working with me at the moment. I have my writers I bring in when I want to do production. My mom is actually with me on the cosmetic part of it and the fashion part of it. So that's something we have been doing for a while. They'll make it official this year by incorporating the company and making it legal. So right now we can have public contracts, we can have investors when they want to come in and all of that. And it also gives us credibility and backing.
So if I understand you, Black Diamond is a multi-dimensional company.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
It is.
How long has it been existing?
However, Black Diamond unofficially has been there for a while.
Okay.
But officially, it's this year. Black Diamond is under a year old. And that's how come we can now go public and try to get our investors on board. Okay. It's been that, and not that, like, I'm not overstretching myself because I don't manage it all the departments. So right now, what I'm taking care of is the film, Black Diamond Film Company, which is, I'm taking care of that one. And there's other people who are in charge of the different sectors in the company. Yeah.
How is it structured? Do you have a board of directors? Just tell us what is the organigram?
Yeah, Black Diamond has a board of directors. He has a legal department, he has a commercial department, and he also has a marketing department. So all of that, we take care of that. So right now, the human resource department is not very big because we're not hiring a lot of people at the moment. Okay. But there's that as well, yeah. So there's that management that takes care of the management. The human resource now takes care of the management, the talent management part of it.
And have you had any productions yet?
At the moment, we are in the process of producing a short film titled Idu. Idu in Pidgin, like, is enough. We're in the process of doing that, and we're working on a feature, La Vida Loca. We're working on getting investors on board. Right now, everything has been done, so now the production presentation is there, waiting for investors. So we'll be having a couple of meetings with investors. Because this project, one thing about this project is that we don't want to compromise on the quality of it. Okay. Because not getting the amount, so it's preferably we push the project forward further than to produce it without the sufficient amount of funds, because the integrity of it is going to be compromised. So it's going to be one of those projects that you'll be surprised that literally came from here. You think you love Woman, imagine when we finally do whatever we're doing at the end. Like, Woman is one of those things that inspired us a lot. Okay. And right now we're doing a lot of things that people watch it from outside are going to see that, okay, this is actually something of substance, because we're making it with an international quality, international standard, and stories that like you've never seen before, plotty and twisty you've never seen before. So at the moment, we then want our investors to come in. Hey, I'm shouting out there, investors. People want to, you don't know what no, I don't want to know what to do with your money, but if you want to have like something substantial that can come back, your returns are going to come back. So if you notice, I'm not asking for sponsorship, I'm asking for, we're asking for investors.
Okay.
Because sponsorship is like, come and give your money and go away. No, that's what we're asking for. We're asking for people to come and put their money in and see it work for them immediately. Because our projected gross returns, that's something that is beyond our wildest dreams. Something that Cameroonians have not yet seen that before. The kind of speed we're going to get a gross return. We have a marketing deal ready for cinemas and also on the street marketing and online marketing as well. We have our marketers in place right now. They're waiting for us just to produce a movie and give it to them. Simple as that.
And talking about investments and partnerships, how open is Black Diamond? And if you have some interested parties, how can they contact you?
Right. With interested parties, can contact me on 966-66376. That's 237-966-66376.
Right.
Or you go blackdiamondfilms4@gmail.com. blackdiamondfilms4@gmail.com. That's the company email. You can, if you're interested in investment, you can write an email there, and then the person in charge is going to get back to you. Or you can contact the company line, and they'll get back to you as well.
Okay, thank you so much for that valuable information, Ruth. We are going to pass it across in other productions here on APEX1 Radio. Okay, Ruth, you know what? Let's take a very short break. When we come back, we are going to get a little harder. We are going to talk film politics. Are you ready for that?
I'm ready.
Okay. Right. Okay, we'll be right back with you.
And everybody thinks about you. You are so beautiful. And you are so beautiful. And you are so beautiful. And you are so beautiful.
You are listening to On Board with Ernest Kanjo, a top-profile face-to-face interview that presents some of Africa's illustrious sons and daughters, making the continent proud. On Board with Ernest Kanjo, just on APEX1 Radio. Get on board and be Kanjo's next passenger.
Get on board and be Kanjo's next passenger. Our current one is Cameroonian actress and entrepreneur Ruth Nkweti. She's speaking live from Tico in the southwest region of Cameroon. Ruth, welcome this time to Film Politics.
Thank you. Ernest, listen, I swear, you're making me nervous now. It is the hard part.
This is the hot part of the show. Okay, that notwithstanding, you are a strong woman, and what comes to a woman is equal to her.
Okay.
First question.
Already.
First question, Ruth. Would you subscribe to the opinion that a film industry should only produce films and related works and forget about associations, guilds, whatever you call them, to guide it?
Oh, wow. I don't think I am, because every organization, every workforce is supposed to have like a labor organization or trade union.
Okay.
And I think the guilds and all of that, that's what they're supposed to be, trade unions. So if they're well done, it's going to work as trade unions are supposed to work. They're supposed to defend the interests of people and all of that. So we cannot just say, okay, go ahead and do this without whatever trade union backing you or trying to look out for your interest. Because there's a lot of things going on out there. There's a lot of doors you cannot open as an individual. But if you're together, there's other people, no matter their ulterior motives, but there's other people who can help you get through into it.
So,
Did I pass?
so, are you in a way saying that those who do films independently are not doing the right thing?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I'm not that person to judge you and saying you're right or you're wrong. I'm saying, well, it'll be good if you are doing that, but if you're in a place where it doesn't serve your interest and you're losing more, nobody should oblige you to be there as well. But the goal is supposed to serve people's interest, and it's always advisable to have one to serve people's interest. But if you don't have something that's serving your interest, go ahead and do your stuff. Normally, you're not taking permission to do a movie, you're not taking permission to sell your movie. Go ahead. However, I know that subsequently, if there's a problem that arises, there's some doors that you cannot open by yourself, and you may need a hand to help you out to do that kind of thing. So I think I've had a hand help sometimes for me, starting off and things going wrong and all of those things. I've had people stand up for me and all of those things. So if you wanted to do it on your own and it works for you, fine and good. If you're not doing your own and you think you need a guild, good as well. It's I think it's really to the person right now. I can't stand and advocate that don't do it or do it. It's just depends on how it helps you. Because I cannot tell you to do something which is harming you in the future. So
now, some Cameroonian filmmakers who do films independent of the Cameroon film industry say they've been succeeding, and they see no reason why they should join an organization which is more or less a confused one. What do you have to say about that?
That's what I'm saying. It's I was saying before. The problem is in the management and the process which is going on. If it doesn't suit your interest, if it doesn't help you out, there's no reason why you should be there. I'm not nobody's masochistic out here that you want to be somewhere that you keep getting hurt. If it's not helping you, I don't see why you should be there. If it's helping you, okay. If you think that can make it better, okay. But if whatever they're doing is helping them out, good for them. It's everybody to each his own.
Right. Okay. In 2008, the Cameroon film industry, known by its acronym as CFI, is created. Do you think this was a good idea?
Creation of the CFI is a good idea.
Why?
It's always that's good because I told you that your labor organization is supposed to defend your interests, right? The idea of the CFI, let me put it this way, the idea of CFI to go on. That's what I'll say about it. The idea of CFI to go on.
It was a good idea. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if I were to ask you to summarize, what would you say should be the task of such an organization?
I think the organization, first of all, needs to understand that the survival of filmmakers depends mostly on their craft and their market and their products. And they need to guarantee that. That's for real. They need to guarantee that, okay, when you do stuff, especially with good quality stuff, they need to guarantee that, okay, you're going to sell and get your money back. You're going to not be losing and investing in things that you're not going to get returns from. You know that, okay, obviously, people know, when you produce a shitty movie, you know it's a shitty movie, and you don't expect returns, obviously. If people don't like it, you don't blame anybody. But if you produce a good movie, you spend a lot of millions of times to produce a good movie, I don't get a return from. Why? Because the doors are closed. It's a problem, and it affects every other person. Because with the doors being closed to one person, it probably close to you as well. But if your heads are together and you said the organization is there for the good of the people, you need to open those doors for people. You need to make an effort to open those doors. It's not about sitting down and saying we should or we are supposed to. You need to be, we are doing this. And it should be a project for you to know, okay, every time every fiscal year or every judicial year or every quarter of a year, you say that, okay, this is what my objectives are for the organization, and by this time we're supposed to have done this and that and that, then people are going to feel like it's actually doing what it's supposed to do and not feel so battered about it.
Okay, generally, Ruth, what is your position? What is your position with the Cameroon film industry CFI? I'm talking about actress Ruth Nkweti.
You mean like the police? This is it. With CFI, go for it if it's doing what it's supposed to do. However, I'm sorry, but most of the times I've not really seen the benefits of it. But now the thing is, there's a public relations officer who's doing his job. He does a lot of that. He opens doors for people, and which has helped me a lot. I've gotten to places where I couldn't have been unless he was there. So that helped me out. However, there's like a wider picture of things, and things are not being done. Things are not being done. I wish they would be. People don't have to struggle and push themselves alone to get where they are. Because it's more like, I'm looking at this industry as a live and let live situation. You cannot go in the industry as an island. And this is where the good comes in. Like, you're supposed to do like a massive something. Doors are open. Know that, okay, if these people come to you, there's products in this country. If it comes to you, you need to at least look at it before saying no. Not that you just shut the door, because people need to start believing in it. But you as an individual from a relatively unknown country or film industry, you go up there, nobody's going to take you seriously. If there's a backing, a body backing you, people are going to listen to you. Even if they still have to say no, at least the conversation got started.
Right. Now, in the early days of CFI, there were talks about a census board, which would regulate whatever thing is happening in the industry. Would you endorse?
Let that happen.
Would you endorse such a board or any similar body that would have the legal authority to stop a production from kicking off or continuing if it does not meet the
I don't think
requirements?
they have like a legal authority to stop they should have a legal authority to stop a production, but they have a legal authority to stop the distribution of a particular kind of substance. Because I'm sorry, there's some productions out here that make other productions look very bad.
Okay.
Because if you come with something crazy and not put together, and you have access to people, and you go there before another production that comes, which is better and more quality, they will reject your product before because you not put effort, you look unserious. The next person who's going to come there with a serious product is going to be shut down. No one's going to look at you twice because, oh, this is what you guys do. You're wasting my time. I don't want to listen. That's a problem. But with the census board in place, we know that, okay, don't release any kind of thing I put out there. You know that, okay, I need to have my lighting set to this kind of thing. The quality of the camera needs to be like this. Do you understand? Like, I need to put, like I said, standard which reflects well on the country and the industry on its own. And when I talk about it needs to reflect well on the industry, it's not the political thing, CFI, but it's industry, the cultural aspect of it. Whereas people are doing the product, sending out there and getting respect for it. Do not come and spoil things for other people. I'm sorry, census board is necessary. And if it's put in place, I'll be very happy.
So, Ruth, 8 years on, that quality control has not been put in place. How does that make you feel?
Well, it makes me feel like people are just running around and turning around in a circle, an endless spiral. And I am not one for propaganda. I don't want people to come and telling me I will do this. People should tell me I am doing this. Because so far, no steps have been taken towards that. And I would love for that to happen. I really love for that to happen.
But just how much have you, as an individual and others, pressed to have this quality control mechanism put in place?
The thing is, with quality control, like, I can do my quality control because I know what I'm about. But some other people will not do quality control because there's people who are out there who want just to have the name of a producer. You know, once you put, Steven Spielberg said, if you do, no matter what you do, take a camera, take your family members, write a story, shoot it, and direct it. You're a director. After that, you're negotiating your fee. That is very correct. However, some people take it that too far. That they would take a camera, whatever camera it is, it may be a camera phone, and do something and expect it to be a global representation of what we are about, which is wrong. People want to do that. I have a problem with people getting into film for fame. I have a big problem with that. Because you destroy it in the long run. You do not care how you are perceived. Just as long as people see you, you do not care how you're perceived. And that's the problem. People who get into it for passion and the art and the craft, they take time to do their things. That is why when you want to go to a film school, in your school fees, there's equipment in it.
You are listening to On Board with Ernest Kanjo, a top-profile face-to-face interview that presents some of Africa's illustrious sons and daughters, making the continent proud. On Board with Ernest Kanjo, just on APEX1RADIO. Get on board and be Kanjo's next passenger.
This is On Board with Ernest Kanjo. We are having Cameroonian actress Ruth Nkweti as main guest on this radio ride. Okay, we'll be back with her in just a couple of seconds. But time for us to listen to that tune in Jolie Jolie.
Achugo Chanja.
Master Robusto on the beat.
Another one.
Let's go back to Tico, where our main passenger is back with us. Ruth, welcome back.
Glad to be back.
Okay. Now, Ruth, this is 8 years on. Has the CFI succeeded or failed, in your opinion?
I wouldn't really say failed because I mean they have done absolutely nothing. I would say CFI is more like a snail's progress. They've done some things, but not with the velocity and momentum I would have loved for it to be. But they have not. I don't think they have failed. They haven't completely failed. No.
When you say
there's still a lot of room for improvement.
When you say CFI has done something, what is that particular thing which you think CFI can take credit for?
Well, I can say with the opening of roads and opening dialogue in some chains, administration and all of that. So no matter whatever he's doing, at least it's getting people talking a little bit, which is good. But I think there's still a lot more to be done about it.
And what do you think CFI should have done by now, which it has not done?
Like all the things set out to be. All the things set out to do, there's a whole list of things they want to do on the Constitution there, which like protect the interests of actors, filmmakers, and all of that, bring them closer together, do other projects. All of those things have not yet been done. It's just been speaking from regime to regime, just talking and nothing is going on.
Do you see CFI more as a political structure within the film organization or a veritable association that can guide the film movement in Cameroon?
I'm saying it has the potential of guiding. However, the politics of it is overshadowing everything else, and that's the problem. Even with in a regular place, if the politics surpasses the objective of whatever organization is going to fail, because it's more like a power struggle now instead of what is supposed to be done. Everybody wants to be the head, and I always ask this question: the head, and then what? That is the and then one part that nobody can answer after that, and it's a problem. I think whoever is taking administration, they need to take a step back and re-examine whatever purpose they're trying to hold the position for, because everybody wants to be in power. And power, you want to be king over nothing. Is that what you want to be? Because with the constant fighting and in-house thing that's going on, nothing is going to be left of it. There will be nothing to govern. Because if you see right now, literally everybody's moving away. Nobody really cares about what's going on. Nobody cares. So if you want to talk about power, what do you want to do? Do you want to put people together, or do you want to just have the name of being the leader? Is that what you want?
Who should an ideal leader of the CFI be? I'm not talking about a name or a person, but I'm talking about who that kind of a leader should be.
A leader should be a selfless person. The leader of CFI should be selfless. They should look at the greater good. That is what their objective should be. They should look at ways, and they also should be an authentic filmmaker whose success depends on their work. And because some people come in there, you may have money and you think, okay, film is secondary or tertiary to you, so you don't really care what's going on. But filmmaking, if it's what is really your bread, you're the breadwinner, and that is what brings your bread, you will not mess around with this thing. You're going to put it down that you want it to succeed. You're going to do whatever it takes to make it succeed. And you realize also the fact that you cannot be a bad person and succeed. I'm sorry. There's just karma is just out there looking for you. You cannot be bad and succeed. You need to be somebody who will love other people. You need to be somebody who wants success. It's not the greed is going to kill people. So don't do it. If you want to be successful, do not be greedy. The person is going to lead. Do not be greedy. Be selfless. Work for the greater good of the people. And you have to be able to tolerate as well. Take other things, but you also need to be firm so they can stand your ground against the other high-end politicians, the real politicians of the country, and those people who can stand in your way and literally prevent your film from succeeding and the film industry from succeeding.
Now, CFI has a board of 16 members, most of whom are leaders of the various guilds. And this board was elected into office in March of 2013 for a 3-year mandate, which ends this March. And if we go by the books, in 2 weeks from now, there should be an elective general assembly. Now, you are in Cameroon and you are close, with the industry. What is going on? Is this general assembly going to hold?
I don't really know about that at the moment. I'm not hearing any news about the general assembly that it's supposed to hold, because there's been a lot of turmoil between the last election and now. So it's supposed to hold. It has to hold. But again, I say, what is your point? If they don't have, literally, I will leave things the way they are if nobody is serious about it. These things the way they are if nobody wants to see progress. Like, there's no reason why we should keep the hornet's nest now and start another, because the last one, before they actually got to this point, it was crazy. But it's necessary. Change regime, or else we'll be robbed of adaptability as well.
You are an actress, and I presume you should belong to an actors guild. Are you one of those who think that CFI is an obstruction to the progress of the various guilds?
No, really. This is it. This is my problem again. Everybody wants to have power, and it's a problem. If you're doing what is right, you'll not worry about whoever is supposed to be the overseer or supervising you. I'll take you back to my university days. I used to be in the student union. And being part of the student union, when I started out, I was part of my faculty executive. And people were refusing to submit to the general body of the student union. I'm like, this is it. These people, when you do this thing, if you collect dues, you have to give a certain percentage to the general administration or the executive. And I'm looking at, and people don't want to do that. I'm like, look at this. It's not your place to determine whether they're using their funds well or they're not doing their duty well. Do your own duty and then let them shit in their pants. If they're not doing it well, that is on them. But if you don't do your own duty because you're afraid they're not going to do theirs, that is on you now. So with the guild, there is no way if your actor is under duress somewhere in some production and you want to make sure, because you as a trade union, you are making sure their workers are all right. So if your actor is under duress somewhere, nobody's going to stop you from rescuing that person. You go there, whatever the situation is, if it's that you're filing a lawsuit against the production, if it's that you're trying to rescue the person physically from that production, it's your job to do it. CFI is not going to stand there and do it for you. So whatever you're saying is, because CFI is just supposed to oversee the same way the University of Boya, whatever administration was overseeing the executive of IPSO. Those kind of things. But now when the power starts getting into their heads, like, I want to be all control, like, you must do what I say, or I'm not going to do what you say because you told me to, that becomes a problem. So back off. Like, nobody really cares. It's not that big of a deal. Back off, do what you're supposed to do. Let everybody else do what they're supposed to do, and life goes on. These extra policies, these classes, by the way, very hard. That's for you to come and be including politics in it is very hard. I stress enough for my work. I have to study, I have to sleep late nights. Then I have to get up again and it's like shitty politics that don't even really concern us. We don't have to get into these political things. See, and the structure is there to facilitate, not that it's the sole purpose of us being in the industry.
Right. Okay, Ruth, I would like you to quickly confirm that you are a member of the National Actors Guild of Cameroon.
I am.
Okay.
I am.
So when you were joining this guild, what was the most salient problem you were hoping that NACAM was going to solve? And has the guild been able to solve this problem?
My aim, like when I look at the other guilds, I know that, like in every administration, in every country, every government, there's a minimum wage kind of thing going on. And which I know in Cameroon, it's like 5,000 per scene. That's what I know that is minimum wage. And that's for extras. And it's negotiable going up. And that's one thing I thought they're going to instill, like you do not abuse your workers and all of that. And that is not yet done because people get fired from production with no prior warning. People get replaced with no prior warning. People are not treated on set. People are abused on set and stuff like that. And then people don't. As the guild is supposed to take care of things like that, because you as an individual, you don't go and fight a production. You do not do that. But now if the production knows that, okay, they're backing you, there's no reason why they will do that with no fear of consequences. And that's one thing I think that really shows on it. There's that chill mentality and nothing is really being done about that, and that's my main concern. Like I said, for those who are still making it a livelihood, it's very important for them.
Okay. And can NACAM actually change the face of Cameroonian movie acting? Do you think so?
It cannot change the face of acting. That's the individual. It's the individual to do that. In NACAM, the best NACAM can do is, with the funds they have, organize workshops and retreats, and also not even just the funds or the connections they do have, organize those retreats. If not, nothing can be done. The individual has to push themselves to be what they are.
Right.
Genevieve is not where she is because of the Nigerian activity. She worked for herself and pushed it as far as she could go.
Now, I would draw inspiration from next door Nigeria, where the Actors Guild of Nigeria, AGN, is supposed to be the strongest organization within that industry. I would also imagine that it was supposed to be the case with Cameroon. Do you think that NACAM has that strength to be the leading, guild in the country?
Yeah, I don't think so. Sorry. Unfortunately. Because see how few we are, and there's all this debacle of politics and power. Imagine having that kind of power. It's not going to go. Like, because even what the Nigerian Actors Guild does, like the last time when Enebeli Eneboa was sick, I think, they had to fly in. The Nigerian Actors Guild flew him for treatment. Those are things that they did. Right now with us, like, normally they do these things where we contribute for people who have lost their parents and everything, and we appreciate that. However, the whole thing that brings your livelihood, like I said, that's what needs to be defended first before anything else. I applaud Nakam for what he has done so far, but there's always room for improvement.
Okay, there is always room for improvement. Her name is Ruth Nkweti. She is a frontline Cameroonian actress and an entrepreneur. She's speaking live from Tico, Fako Division of the Southwest region of Cameroon. You're listening to On Board with Ernest Kanjo, coming to you from APEX1RADIO. Now, Ruth, let us look at Cameroonian movies, generally speaking. How would you rate them, the ones that have been done today?
I think we've improved, yeah. There's a lot of improvement. People are getting, especially those who are serious about the filmmaking, they're getting more serious about it. There's quality stuff, there's collaborations with other people, because we realize, obviously, that we cannot do our market if only among ourselves. We have other people to connect what we're doing. So it's collaboration, which is very good. The quality is improving. There are more movie premieres here, which is good as well. So the quality is generally improving, and people are starting to look for Cameroon films, which is very positive for us.
And what do you think is the most pressing problem facing the industry today, which needs to be redressed urgently?
I think the most pressing problem is funding.
Okay.
We do not have funding at all. That is a problem. And this is why the good work, you do not have funding. There's no way you can do the good work. And we don't have, the corporations here don't really trust film to invest in it. And they trust more the music than the film. So it's very difficult for filmmakers here to get funding. Because believably, you may get funding from out of the country, but they're not going to give you, they're not even going to hand it to you unless you have backing from your own country, and which is a hard thing to do. It puts people kind of like in a tough spot trying to get things done, because you're passionate about what you're doing, but bringing it out there is a problem. Funding is an issue.
Is it because filmmakers don't seek this funding, or the potential funders don't just think that they should support in any way?
Most of the time, they just don't really think it's feasible for them. Like, you need to do something. When you get one person who can do it, that's very good for you. But you need to convince even like the corporations who have to look at it as it's a marketing strategy for them as well. Corporations don't really trust film yet to do that, and it's a problem. We need to convince them. All of those things. So that's when these workshops come into place, pitching workshops, script writing workshops, and also business workshops for filmmakers, because that's how you can convince your investor to come put some money in your film.
But why are these potential funders' feet dragging when we know so well that a lot has improved, especially in terms of quality?
Because I think they kind of want like a solid trust and confidence in what they're doing. Because if they don't see like immediate returns. I think because film, you don't see immediate returns. It's not immediate. What you do with film most of the time, in order to get the most visibility, it has to go through festivals as well at first. Then now get to your marketers, which is either the cinemas and the online marketing and all of that. But they don't like see it immediately. That's one of the problems that is, because with music, if they're doing a concert now, they do pop and they get their returns immediately.
Right.
But with film, I have to do that process all around, and we don't have like that kind of box office ratings where you really see whatever you're coming in as far as it's going to come in and the potential gross investment, all of those things. It's making them skeptical. But I trust that we're going to convince them. Otherwise, And that's why I advise all the filmmakers here. No go shoot for personal road. If you're doing this thing, if you do a quality product that whenever somebody has given you the money, no matter how the money reaches your hand, do something with quality so that the next person who's coming for funding from that same group of people will be trusted enough to at least get some product out there.
Now, Ruth, without necessarily being prophets, I would like us to look at the film industry in Cameroon 5, 10, 15 years from now.
Oh, I think we're going to be massive, Ernest. Like, that's for real. People are getting more serious about the craft. Netflix is coming to Africa. We're cutting out the middleman, so you can sell your film directly. There's African Magic, which is ready to buy film. There's other distribution houses that are coming right now to Cameroon to buy film. I mean, they're cutting out that non-bureaucracy and the red tape to try to get your stuff out there. So I think that with the open markets that are coming up, people are going to see and be encouraged. There's going to be more competition when it comes to filmmaking, so people are going to get more quality stuff out there. So 10, 15, 20 years from now, I think we're going to be a force to reckon with. Speaking of Ernest, we speak English and French. That's not easy to have.
Right. Okay, Ruth Nkweti, they're speaking live on APEX1 Radio. You're listening to On Board with Ernest, Kanjo. Ruth, just catch your breath. When you come back, we'll be negotiating our last band on this radio ride. Beautiful one titled Saka. You're listening to APEX1 Radio, and of course, on board with Ernest, Kanjo, we are negotiating our last band in this great radio ride, whose passenger on board today is Ruth Nkweti, Cameroonian frontline actress, and from Tico. She now joins us again. Ruth, welcome back.
Thank you, Ernest.
Now,
for a while.
Okay, Ruth, there is this other trend whereby film awards have become more than productions. Some people have put it that way. What is your take on that?
Actually, I hate it. I'm sorry, but I hate it. Because, like, you don't really make that much effort, and there's all of those. It's good to acknowledge people, you understand, but when your focus now is, okay, you're not listening to me, so I'm going to make an award, or you're not coming to my show, I'm going to make an award. That's too much.
But Ruth, I'm surprised. Ruth, I'm surprised you say you hate it, whereas they can organize these awards, 10, 20 of them, and you get awarded, in all of them, and you become a 20 times award-winning actress.
Exactly.
Wouldn't you be happy about that?
Like, you don't know if you're relevant like that, or is it because they're just those many? Like, maybe a rare circumstance where we look forward to having it. I'm sorry, but if you want to, this is people who want to get involved in film or they want to do something about it. And if you want to do something about it, invest in a good movie. take those funds and invest in a good movie, because you would do that, do a lot of it, like spend all the money out there. Then what? Like, literally, people forget about it immediately after. Or you can partner with some other award which is starting up and do something. But it's like, because sometimes these people actually know each other. Like, it's one person, then my friend, and my friend's friend, and everything, and they know each other. And that's you just come together and do something. Don't spray thing. Is too much. Cameroon has 20 million people.
So are you saying that
filmmakers?
So are you saying that the whole idea of recognition is banalized?
No, recognition is good, but when it becomes too much, when it becomes like everybody, I want to do that, I want to be relevant, because most of the time it's more about the people organizing, not even about people being awarded. It's a problem. It's a big problem. People need to get their priorities straight. I'm sorry. Because if you want to do this out of the goodness of your heart, it's some foundation that you've decided that is doing some stuff, and then you're recognizing people, okay. But don't do it because you want to get famous. I'm sorry. I'm not going to support you. I'm not going to hold you to some esteem. I'm like, oh, he thinks I'm good. No, I'm not going to do that. I back people who are serious about what they're doing. And right now, when it's too much, I'm not going to say who is doing what is not good, but I'm not seeing too many awards right now, and it's not good.
Okay, Ruth Nkweti, seeing too many awards as a very disturbing reality, and she's clear on that, and she says people should get their priorities straight. Now, Ruth, I would like us to talk about people now. You are in the people's industry, so citing names here won't be a problem, I guess. Okay, I have a list of some of your colleagues here. I'm going to name them one after the other, and I will expect you to react each time I cite one of them. Are you comfortable with that?
Okay. I'm all right.
Okay, the first on my list is this young actress who recently presented the other side of her as a philanthropist. She just organized a charity dinner in Boya where she actually explained her social mission. And she is the founder of Sundrop Initiative, an NGO that is aimed at providing solace to the underprivileged or disadvantaged in our society. Her name is Eileen Fesse-Bazil.
Eileen Fesse-Bazil. Fesse is a trailblazer. That's what I'm going to say about her. She's very pushful. She's very good at what she does, and she will not take no for an answer. That's what I'm calling trailblazer right now.
Okay, beautiful. The second on my list is this gentleman whom I think you've had a lot of movie interaction with. He is a Zaffa Awards laureate. And the first time you traveled to the UK, you were on board with him. His name is Nchifo Valerie.
Yeah. Valerie is super talented guy. Loves film. Loves filmmaking. I don't think he was one another, like he's still gonna do film. I think that's what he's gonna be doing. He loves the job exceptionally, and he's really pushful in it as well.
Right. So he's today known as Cameroon's icon when it comes to movie acting. He's a gentleman who has proven beyond reasonable doubt that he's a born actor. He's very eloquent, known to have this interesting mastery of the Queen's language. Jeffrey Epule is his name.
Ooh. Jeffrey is versatile. That's what I call it. And that's why I say versatile, because he's that convincing in whatever he's doing. He has been poor, he has been rich, he has been happy, he's been a good guy, he's been a very bad one. he's just like an all-round personality. He's an all-rounded actor.
Okay, we call her the pioneer of this new generation of Cameroonian actors who are making great strides. She's quite reserved, but when she's on set, you have a completely different impression about her because she will do it just the way she's supposed to. Her name is Solange Yijika.
With Solange Yijika, I would say epic. She's been here for a while. She's not changing. She looks the same. She can play a 23-year-old. She's pretty, works out, looks very good on camera and everything. And she's also good at what she does. So I call her epic because she's been around and she's loving it still. And still convinces everybody about what she does.
Okay, the last on this short list is this actor I can always be caught watching because I think his performance is unique. I don't know if you've worked with him yet, but every other person I've talked with has given this guy a pass mark. His name is Desmond White.
Oh, Desmond White. We call him The Voice. I've worked with Desmond White before. He is funny. He is crazy. And actually, this is one thing, funny enough, and this is one of the reasons I look up to him as an actor as well. He's so disciplined. And he knows what he wants. He has his life set out for him. He knows that I want this and this and this and this and this, and I'm going to do this and to achieve it. So he's one serious person, a very hard worker, and he's not compromising his craft for anything in the world.
Okay, Ruth, there are other Cameroonian actors who have marked you in one way or the other, and you think that they have made their country proud as well. Who are some of these?
This is it. I think all of them are important when I come across them in my career because everybody looks at you. You relate to everybody in a different way, and all of them influence your life in another way. And you're not going to be who you are right now at this particular moment if you are not come across those people like that. So I think every actor I've come across, they've marked me in one way or the other. So I cannot. It will be a long list. I will be here till tomorrow. You understand naming them. There are a few names before. Actually, the people I've worked with them, and I love their work, and I'm thankful that I've been able to count them among the people I've worked with.
Right. Okay, Ruth, the appreciating Cameroonian actors. Thank you so much, Ruth. But there is this very important question I won't let you go without asking. There is this school of thought that holds that Cameroonian females who are in this industry have been reduced to acting, and that it becomes difficult for them to get into other filmmaking departments or areas like directing, photography, and the rest. What do you think about that? Do you think that you women are not doing enough?
I don't think whoever makes them, whoever think of that kind of seriously, because even for everything I look at it, and Kanjo herself also has been a DOP as in her previous productions. And this is the thing, those women who want to stay just being actors is not anybody who keeps you there. You don't keep yourself there. If you want to do something else, you want to expand your horizon, and I actually advise people expand your horizon. You do that, go study. There's no reason why I can't go take a course on directing or take a course on cinematography and all of those things. Women are not restricted to acting. I'll say that again. Women are not restricted to acting. You are more than your boobs and your butt and how you look. That skilled brain that you have should be put to good use. If you want to do something else, you can do it, unless you want to just be an actor, which is no problem as well. It's actually a very good class. Stay there, but do not feel bad if you are an actor. There's no reason you should feel bad about being an actor, not doing something else.
But I would be impressed the day I see a woman holding the boom mic, for instance, or working with the lamps as a lighting technician. All of this is absent within the Cameroonian scene. What is the problem?
It is. I think maybe it's because we've not really had the opportunity to get trained, and that's literally some things that Black Diamond is doing, organizing workshops like that. So at the moment, I'm trying to convince Christian Epps to come. We do a lighting session with lighting and gaffers here, a workshop for a week here. So I'm still working on him with that. Hopefully he's going to accept and come do it. But I want to be able to empower people like that, do whatever I can do. It should not be lack of opportunity. I want to be able to get the opportunity to the people right here so that I can work in every department of filmmaking. So your reason should not be that you're not skilled. Your reason should just be that you don't want to do it, not that you're not skilled enough or you don't have opportunities to learn how to do it.
Okay, that's a beautiful one there, Ruth. In 2 seconds, we'll be back with you.
You are listening to On Board with Ernest Kanjo, a top-profile face-to-face interview that presents some of Africa's illustrious sons and daughters, making the continent proud. On Board with Ernest Kanjo, just on APEX1RADIO. Get on board and be Kanjo's next passenger.
Get on board and be Kanjo's next passenger. Our current one is Ruth Nkweti, Cameroonian actress. Ruth, we are gradually and steadily getting to our destination. But then, before we go away, I would like us to have this last segment, which is a soft one. I understand that you are so deeply rooted into the movies, but then there are other things which Ruth does when she's not on a movie set. What are your hobbies?
My hobbies, let's see. I love volleyball a lot, and I sing in my shower. And I love video games as well.
Okay.
I love my video games, my combat games and all of this. And then novels. I love my novels. I love dancing. Yeah. I like experimenting new things in the kitchen.
Right. What kind of novels do you read? What category of novels do you read?
Usually everything. I do read everything. It just depends on my mood at that time. I read from romance to adventure to thriller to horror, like all of those entertainment, digital novels, all of those things. I read all of them as long as they have writings in them. I can read it. But I don't go into the spiritual, occult, trying to experiment and discover.
Right.
You know, I'm not that deep.
And what is your favorite music genre?
Really, soul, actually. I love soul and jazz.
Okay.
That kind of relaxes me, keeps me sane.
And if you get up in the morning, they ask you to cite a Cameroonian musician who marks you, who would that be?
The Cameroonian musician marks me. I'll say my sister. Oh gosh, her music is so her music is so unique. So most of the time, that's the one person I will always remember because every time I listen to something, especially like some jazz, I'll hear it in her voice.
Okay.
And it goes very deep because when she writes her own music as well, it's like so deep and so inspiring. Like I tend to listen to her a lot. I listen to her work a lot.
Beautiful. And if someone wants to be your friend, what Cameroonian traditional delicacies should they serve you?
Just be my friend. As much as I love Achu, I love Aero as well.
Okay.
I love Aero, fresh Aero where it's well done, very green.
Right. Okay.
Like it was done by Mbayaji Mama.
Beautiful. So, do you have any actor, any musician, any politician, educationist whom you look up to as a role model?
As a role model, this is the thing. I love Michelle Obama. No kidding.
Okay.
Because she's one lady literally who can do it all. Because she's not being a black woman, first of all, you're already marginalized. You have all those stress in your life. And then being a black first lady, there's all those expectations. They're taking you with stride and with your head up. And you can still come out and dress down and do sports with kids and then do a rap video for people to go to school and do an educational video for people to go learn something new. Like, it's like a well-rounded woman, and I want to be respected like that, the way people respect her. And I look up to her, like with everything she says, and whenever she opens her mouth, people learn something from it. I want to be that kind of person. Though I'm in another completely different field, it's all the same with your life goals and your life purposes. You have to make somebody else's life better, and that's what I'm looking forward to doing.
Okay, Ruth, there is this young girl in Tiku who has listened to you talk brilliantly, who has heard you talk about Black Diamond, that is so big, and who has come to discover the entrepreneurship in you, who has discovered the acting prowess in you. We've talked about so many other achievements. And she has been inspired and would want to be like Ruth Nkweti someday. What advice would you give her?
The first thing I always say is that don't try to be like me. It's always something I'll say, because I'll say that's an impossibility because there's one me. Everybody is unique in their own way. So I always say try to be the best part of you, the best of you can ever be. So, but if it's filmmaking you want to get into, you need, as I said, you need to study, you need to read up on it, you need to take courses, you need to get people around you who know what they are doing. You want to be a business person, but you need to, first of all, target it. What is it you like? What is it you want to do? Why do you want to do it? Like, you need to find the right reason for doing something before you get into it. Because let me tell you this, if you're getting into film for the fame, you're going to lose sight of it. You're going to lose your objectives. You're going to lose your priorities. Your priorities are going to be missing. You're going to be mingled around. You're going to be misplaced. You're not going to achieve it in record time that you want to do that. But you need to know, okay, you're coming in for the love of the art. You're coming in for the storytelling part. You're coming in because you like to express yourself. All of those things. Arrange your priorities. What is the reason why you're doing whatever you want to do? And if your priorities, if the reason is make you're satisfied with yourself, you don't feel like you're selling yourself or you're pimping yourself out, then I'll tell you, go ahead for it. Otherwise, find what your heart desires. Go for it. Find who is going to help you achieve your dreams.
Find what your heart desires, go for it. Find who is going to help you achieve your dreams. It could not have been better said. Her name is Ruth Nkweti, Cameroonian actress. Ruth, I want to thank you so much. What part of this radio talk did you find most interesting?
Sorry?
What part of this radio talk did you find most interesting?
It's interesting. When you're trying to put me on the spot about CFI, you're not being nice, and seriously.
Well, film politics looks like everyone has to get into it else. Well, let's say hopefully Cameroon is going to make it bigger despite the drawbacks, and we just want to wish you the best, Ruth, and we want to thank you for your contribution to the development of the film movement in Cameroon. And I think there is one thing, your generation has been very exceptional, and everyone in that generation should be proud of having been part of it. And like one of your colleagues said some time ago, you are writing history. You are writing history, and don't be surprised that tomorrow your name will be boldly printed in the history books of Cameroonian movies. Okay, Ruth, thank you so much, and wish you all the best. Hoping that whenever you are invited on APEX1RADIO, you'll make it.
I will. Thank you very much. Have a good rest of the day.
Okay, thank you. And that is how we've come to our final destination on this radio ride. We want to thank you very much for listening. On behalf of the entire APEX1 radio team, I want to say thank you so much. I want to thank the Cameroon film industry for producing people like Ruth Nkweti, who is making our industry really proud. And so, thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ernest Kanjo. We'll meet you some other time. Bye for now. May God bless you.
Sol benesima me belle sol nelimo baye me bar men tingil munumbe inuni di bikai di kwe mundu me kwebe tabo belle nuga bi sol benesima me belle sol nelimo baye me bar men tingil munumbe.
Hey friends, come to think of this, the world has become so competitive and giving birth to people we describe as movers and shakers. See how they excel in their craft and contribute to the development of their community and their society. Their stories are fascinating and inspiring. Their examples are worth emulating. Their successes are great. Here comes a platform that tells those stories with the people behind them coming on board to do so. On Board with Ernest Kanjo is that journey which ferries you into the lives of Africa's illustrious sons and daughters, at home and in the diaspora. The one-on-one top-profile interview is every week on APEX1RADIO. On Board with Ernest Kanjo, be Kanjo's next passenger.
jovens boas for la ver. Confirma com que tu quer. Chuba.